Imagine a day where everything you learned in high school science class just gets thrown out the window. Well, on February 19th, 2025, that day actually happened. It all kicked off with a single message that would basically rewrite our understanding of reality itself. And boom, just like that, the internet absolutely exploded. I mean, think about it. This wasn't some new phone or a software update. This was the CEO of Microsoft saying that every science textbooks printed for generations was now officially wrong. But here's the thing. This wasn't some lucky accident in a lab. No, this was the grand finale of a secret project that had been running in the shadows at Microsoft for 2 decades. A massive gamble that had been pushing the very limits of what we thought was possible. And the sheer scale of this thing is just mind-boggling. We're talking 2 decades, over 7,000 days of work. They went through 412 failed prototypes before they got it right. Oh, and get this, there was even a mysterious warehouse fire along the way that the company still to this day refuses to talk about. This wasn't just a project, it was an obsession. So after all that, what did they actually find? Well, forget what you know about plasma or Bose-Einstein condensates. Microsoft announced something completely new, a fourth fundamental state of matter they're calling topological conductors. And these are materials that don't just exist, they seem to interact with reality itself. The internal video they leaked showed something that looked, well, honestly, it looked alien. It's this silvery black stuff that flows like liquid mercury, but at the same time, it holds a rigid shape like a piece of titanium. And the weirdest part? When they put an electric current through it, it started twisting itself into these perfect geometric spirals, all on its own. It even started healing its own cracks in real time. So a new material is cool, right? But this discovery goes so much deeper than that. This isn't just about a new state of matter. It actually suggests there might be an entirely new law of physics that we never knew existed. You know, for all of human history, we've treated matter as a passive thing. A rock is just a rock, right? You do things to it. But this new material, it's different. It's active. It almost seems to act back. It appears to have a memory. So how is any of this even possible? Well, the answer lies in a field of math called topology. You can think of it like mathematical voodoo. The structure of this material isn't just physical, it's deeply mathematical. Its core quantum shape is so robust that it stays intact even if you were to grind the material down into dust. And this, right here, is the heart of the whole revolution. As one physicist put it, for over a century we've been acting on matter. Now we finally found matter that acts back. It's less like a substance and more like a system. Okay, so why does all this matter so much? Because this new, kind of rebellious substance just happens to be the missing link, the secret ingredient we've needed to finally unlock the holy grail of modern technology, a stable, working quantum computer. And to really get why this is such a bombshell, you have to ask a pretty simple question. Why has quantum computing been this $30 billion pipe dream for so long? Well, the answer comes down to one single catastrophic weakness. The quantum bits, or qubits, at the heart of these machines have been called cosmic divas, and for good reason. They are so unbelievably fragile. A single stray photon of light, someone coughing in the next room, a tiny change in temperature, and poof, your entire calculation is just gone. They literally die in microseconds. Well, these topological conductors completely solve that problem. Because they aren't just stable, they're what's called anti-fragile. They don't just resist chaos and noise, they seem to feed on it, using that energy to make their own structure even stronger. Here's a great way to think about it. A normal material is like a sandcastle on the beach. You touch it, and the whole thing crumbles. A topological conductor, on the other hand, is like an ant colony. If you destroy one of the tunnels, does the colony collapse? No way. The ants just reroute. The system itself stays perfectly intact. So, as you can imagine, this isn't just a scientific breakthrough. It's a corporate earthquake. With this one discovery, Microsoft didn't just get ahead of its rivals, they've changed the game so completely that nobody else might ever catch up. To prove their point, they showed off a new encryption protocol they're calling Event Horizon. And with this, your data isn't just scrambled, it literally disappears into the quantum structure of the material itself. It's like a black hole for information. There is no key, there is no backdoor, the information is simply gone from our universe. This is exactly why experts are saying Microsoft didn't just leapfrog its competition. In the race for quantum supremacy, they lapped everybody. It's like the other racers might as well not even be on the track anymore. And their business model is just as game-changing. Microsoft has no plans to sell these quantum computers. Instead, they're going to rent out time on them through their Azure cloud platform. We're talking about selling milliseconds of access to a machine that can solve problems that would take our current supercomputers millions of years to crack. I mean, the reality of this new landscape is just staggering. Microsoft isn't just a little bit ahead, they're playing a completely different sport now. That 20-year head start they have is now literally written into the fabric of matter itself. But as we start to wrap this up, let's pull the lens back. Because if you listen to the whispers from the people who actually worked on this project, this was never really about building faster computers. It's about something way, way more profound. The word they keep using is recomposition, the ability not just to process reality, but to actually reshape it. I mean, imagine programming matter to assemble itself into new things, fundamentally changing the rules of how our world is built. Just think about the journey here. First, we had our three nice, simple states of matter. Then we find this fourth state, one that can remember things. But in studying it, researchers now believe they've found something that underpins everything, something even older than the laws of physics as we know them. And what is that something? Well, in their own words, it's something that looks suspiciously like choice. Now, the implication here is absolutely staggering, that at the most fundamental level of reality, matter isn't just passively following rules. It might actually be making decisions. This discovery has basically handed us a chisel to start reshaping existence. But it also forces us to ask a brand new and, frankly, a terrifying question. Because on the day that matter woke up, we may have discovered that we are no longer the smartest thing on the planet.